Alright collectors, here we are for another one of these unboxings. Today is March the 11th, 2022, and I think this is number 27, so we've done a lot of these. What I'm going to do this time is I want to show you some more of the things that I bought at the SOS show. And then, as usual, we've also had a number of things come in the last week, so we'll show you that too. So I hope the video is not going to be too long, but I don't know. Well, some of you guys don't seem to care how long it is, so we'll go on on that premise. But anyhow, before we do the video, I thought I would tell you another one of my stories. I'm sorry for this, for the guys that don't appreciate it, but there are guys that seem to like these old stories, so I'll tell another one. This one is about Bill Lorette and I, my old friend, my late friend from Holland, and this involves a trip that we made to Prague in Czechoslovakia. And it was back in the 90s, and you guys know if you travel at all, if you go to Europe, it's kind of rough because the planes don't leave until 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and then you're faced with a 7 or 8 hour plane ride all the way over there, and it's not fun, but it has to be done. And you sort of have to hit the ground running because you're, depending on where you're going, you're 5 or 6 hours ahead in time. So you think you're there at 6 in the morning, but you're really there at noon. So you gotta, just pretend that you slept in the airplane, although most of us can't. But anyhow, Bill picked me up at Schiphol, the airport in Amsterdam in Holland, and took me back to his place. He had a nice place in The Hague, which was owned by his older sister Nell, and she was a great old gal, and she loved her brother Bill dearly, and in payment for Bill living with her, which I would think he had to pay her, but she paid him. She would buy all of his daggers for him, so that was kind of a nice thing to have that kind of money in the bank. But when we got there, I was not feeling so good. In fact, I was feeling terrible. And Nell said, "Well," she said, "I got the cure for you. Just take this and you'll be fine." And so I kind of slipped into bed there, and the next thing I know, my stomach is erupting, and I'm running into the bathroom 3 or 4 times. I mean, it was just terrible. You know what she gave me, and I was thinking, boy, I'm glad she didn't give me a sleeping pill first, or that really could have created some excitement. But the next morning, I did feel a lot better, and I don't know, for some reason, my father was the same way with that. He was a German, and if there's anything wrong with you, you got to go sit on the toilet. That's the problem. So, but anyhow, we set off then to go to Prague, and it's kind of a long drive from Holland. You have to go from Holland down through Germany, down through Austria, and then into Czechoslovakia from there. And not to say that it's not an interesting drive. Anybody would love to see that beautiful country. I mean, there's nothing like it, and I hope all of you someday get a chance to go to Europe. I knew something was missing. Great cigar, these De Nobiles. And I remember too, when we were driving through Czechoslovakia, all these country places, there was all kinds of blue smoke coming out of all the houses. And in those days, and probably still today, was kind of surprising that they still burn coal over there to heat their houses, which wouldn't go over too big with the green thinking we have, but that's the way it was and probably still is. And so we get to Prague, and we wanted to stay over for the night, and Bill had this friend there, and as I've told you before, Bill was not much for spending money on accommodations. And I mean, sure, he had $10,000 for a dagger, but he didn't have $30 to stay in a hotel, so we went to visit with his friend, and his friend had a small apartment there, and in the living room, the entire living room, every wall was completely filled with bookshelves, which had all these VHS movies on them. Tapes. Thanks, Ob. And I mean, there were literally hundreds of them. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, this guy must have spent his whole time awake watching movies. It was incredible. And I wonder what he did when they stopped making those machines that play those tapes. I know I have the same problem. I can't see any of my old dirty movies anymore. It's really something. But what are you going to do? And the guy says, "Well, you want some dinner?" And I said, "Oh, okay." And you don't know what you're going to get. And he's fiddling around in this kitchen, and he's got a big frying pan, and he goes in the refrigerator and gets this big tablespoon full of lard and plops that in the middle of the pan, and then puts another one in there. I mean, we don't really eat lard in this country, but they still do in Europe, I guess. And then he gets these pork chops out. And you guys know how pork chops are supposed to be. The meat's in the middle, and then there's a little bit of fat around the outside. Well, these pork chops were all fat inside with just a little bit of meat on the outside. And with all that fat frying along with the lard, boy, it was one delicious meal. And I must say, I wouldn't have needed what Nell gave me a couple of nights before to cure what was going wrong with me, but somehow I made it through. And then it was time to go to bed, and here we are in this little place. I'm wondering where the hell we're going to sleep. And the guy, I forget his name now, but Bill, you take the couch over there, and Tom, I got this bed set here for you. And it was a chair, a living room chair, and he reached down and pulled out these two wood planks that slid out from the bottom of the chair, and there's your bed. You're kind of sleeping on a 45-degree angle, and the half of you is on these wood planks. So if you think that these trips to Europe are all luxury, they left a little bit to be desired there. But anyhow, the next day we were off for the purpose of the trip to see this a friend of Bill's who knew somebody that had some stuff. And we met the friend, and we went to this fella's apartment in the city, he and his wife. And of course, the way it is in Europe, they had to have lunch first. Couldn't talk about anything, just had to sit down and have lunch. And I was wondering, what is the lunch? You're going to love it. Gizzards and gravy over rice. Just fantastic.
That's all you, Pop.
Yeah. As it turns out, though, I do like gizzards, and they were delicious. But I'm glad Marie wasn't with me, or it could have been embarrassing. She would not have eaten gizzards. But I think they're good. But after about fooling around, which seemed for hours before we could get to the purpose of the trip, finally, Bill and this man, they said, "Okay, come on into the living room," and they start moving some coffee tables away, and Bill gets on one end and the guy gets on the other end, and they move this sofa out of the way, and then the guy gets down and rolls up this carpet. I mean, this is really dramatic stuff. This was like an unboxing, only even more dramatic. And there's two loose boards in his floor, and he picks them up, and well, I mean, you couldn't believe it, guys. There, nice down in this rafter bin, is a gorgeous SS officer Degen with a knot on it, and a beautiful RAD Hewer, a real early one, with a dedication on the ferrule area below the stag grips. And then there was a couple of really nice SA daggers. So it was tremendous things, and we managed to buy them from the guy. And in fact, that sword is owned by a fellow that I know locally here, and he says that he's now getting ready to sell that sword. So maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll get it back again. I certainly hope so, because as I remember it, it was a real beauty, and it was a very long sword too. So anyhow, that's my little story for now, and we'll get to do some of this work here. Ob thought it would be a better idea to do the things that you didn't see from the SOS purchases first. So that's what we'll do. I told you before, it was really a good show, both buying and selling. And I really did buy a lot of stuff. I got lucky. A couple of guys nailed me. One guy had a collection up in his room. I was smoking a cigar at 6 o'clock in the morning out front of the hotel, and he comes down, "Hey Whitman, I got a collection up in my room if you want to see it." So I go up there, and I had to wait about 10 minutes in the hallway while his wife got dressed because it was so early. But I'll show you some of the things from that collection too. But the first thing I'm going to show you, this comes from Andy in California. He got me at the SOS, and he said, "I want to make sure that you get this on your unboxing video." So,
big shout out to Andy.
Big shout out to Andy, and Debbie's here because we're going to need her assistance. And I'll show you this. I'll show you this flag. It's really a big one, so I can't show the whole thing. But Deb, if you can grab an end of this, that's the hoist end there. This baby is Rob and I measured it. It's 15 feet long and about 10 feet wide.
What type of flag is that, Pop?
Well, you'll see if you see the big eagle in the corner there, and then with the big swaths, the special swaths they use for these, this is a national flag.
State service flag, right?
State service, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really in totally pristine condition.
Can you lift it up a little higher? I can't see anything.
Pretty short. I can't. That's as high as it can go.
Good enough, yeah.
But you guys, I think you can get the idea.
And that's mint? No holes?
It's mint. I looked at it. I didn't see any holes anywhere. So that should be a really nice item.
That's a real car cover, that one.
Yeah, it's for somebody that likes big flags. I don't know what you do with them. It's if you kind of want to display it, you'd need a palace or something. But a flag like this was probably on a big government building, and it is used. I can see where it's been used. It has that feel, but for the most part, it is really crisp. Let's see if we can just get this slightly folded up, Deb. Alright, that's good. Sorry to take your time up with this nonsense, but if we don't fold it up, we don't want to wreck it. Alright, I'll hold this end and you grab the
Big
bottom.
thanks again to Andy from Cali for that.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. I wish that your fold-up services came with the flag. Yeah, there you go. You can get the rest of it then. Okay, so
Thanks, Deb.
thanks a lot, Deb. We never could have done it ourselves. And I'll show you some of the stuff I got from the SOS. Oh boy, this box is heavy. Oh, but I don't know whether I'll show it all to you, but I'll show you a few pieces. I like this one a lot. This is an Imperial Naval dirk, and it's got an ivory grip on it, and the original knot is still on it. I like the way it's just frayed. See where it's just frayed, where it hits really talks to you. And an interesting scabbard with engraved oak leaves. And then it's got the kind of pommel that we call a closed pommel. You remember some of them will have open finials. So this you see once in a while. And then it really has a glorious blade with it. It's just a fantastic.
That's really nice. Wow.
It's a Damascus blade, and you can see here it has a 7-prong crown, which I believe is equivalent to a Freiherr. A Freiherr is like a count, and it has his initials below the crown.
Yes.
And then on the other side it has another set of initials, which might be the person that perhaps he gave the dagger to. I don't know.
That's really beautiful.
That's a beautiful thing. And what's also interesting about it too, it has a factory-made ring on the reverse of it. See that? And the original owner put this ring onto this thing, and that was meant so that you could carry the dagger vertically if you wanted. See how that would work? That's a pretty rare device there that I've only seen it a couple other times before. But so that the dagger would hang like that from your side. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. And, let's see what else here that's interesting you might like. Here's a nice essay. It's an early piece, and it's got a pretty good anodized scabbard on it. A little rubbing, but very nice blade. And on the back of the blade, you can see that it's an EP&S. It's got the Rome inscription that's ground off of it, but you can still see quite a bit of the inscription. So that's kind of nice. And you can tell it's an EP&S dagger by the small small scabbard fitting. See how small that is compared to normal? That's a typical pack thing. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's not too bad, yeah. And this is just a Luftwaffe. It's got a nice hilt on it, and the scabbard is decent, but I won't spend a lot of time on it. But I wanted to show you that what's cool about it, it has a nickel-plated blade, and it's made by Carl Julius Krebs, and that's not something that we see very often, that maker mark. You get that, Ob?
I think so, sir.
Yeah.
How's that denobly?
Pretty good if it would just stay lit, but that's the price you gotta pay. Not bad. And then I bought a fire axe. No big deal, but it's a nice example. It's just plain, but that's pretty cool. And I got a decent chained SS. See, it's a later model. It has an anodized scabbard, and with plated chain and plated center ramp. You can tell that by, see how the ramp edges aren't as sharp as the earlier ones, and it doesn't have the blackening in it. But the dagger's really nice. Also has plated fittings with a nickel eagle. But what's kind of cool It's got a real good blade, and you'll notice there's an exclamation point after the motto.
Jacobs?
Yeah, it's a M729. So here we have a case where a Jacobs dagger was purchased by this man when he originally joined the SS, and then after his 3 years of honorable service, he was qualified to carry the chain dagger. So he just put his Jacobs, they're not really Jacobs, they're Klitterman and Moog with the M729, but we call them Jacobs. So he put that dagger with his chain scabbard, and it makes for a really interesting combination. Imagine that, a chained SS with a Klitterman and Moog blade.
Hold that up by the chain.
Yeah.
Take a look at that. Very nice. So Klitterman and Moog and Jacobs had the exclamation point.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's that. Let's see what else is interesting here. Oh yeah, I like this. I got a real nice RLB there. What's nice about this one, it has solid nickel mounts, so it's an earlier piece, and these mounts are much better than the plated ones that are over zinc, where you get the crackling and flaking and all that. And the hanger is still good, the pane is good, the scabbard mounts are nickel also. And let's see who made this. Has a nice blade, very nice blade. This is a kind of RLB you want. It's something you can keep for a lifetime and nothing's ever going to happen to it. Oh yeah, it's a Paul Weiersberg. That's why it's so nice.
Yeah. Nice cross grain too.
Nice cross grain, and it's even possible that this was issued as a first model enlisted man, and then when the second model came out, all they did was just change the grip button. This grip button has some hits to the enamel, but that's life. The rest of the dagger has a lot of good attributes, so we can live with those hits. All right, we're moving right along here. Yes, sir. Some more SOS stuff. This is a nice Red Cross officer. I always like them when they have a deep orange grip, and then it turns a little lighter on the back. The plating is perfect throughout. It's really a nice dagger. Look at that blade. It's absolute mint. Stone cold mint. So that's a nice piece. And here's an Army that I like a lot. It's a real early piece. It's got the first style Eichhorn fittings that are brass.
Turn it out a little bit towards me, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got a brass scabbard too. One of the problems with these brass scabbards, they're soft like a Navy scabbard would be. So there's a couple of little dings here, but overall it's still pretty nice. It's never been cleaned at all, and the blade is sensational. It's a nickel-plated blade. Really beautiful blade. It's got the 3541 mark on it though, but it's really an early piece. This was probably made about 36.
Can you tilt that up a little bit? Let's see that mark. No, flip it. Yeah. A little to the left. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
But a really nice early Eichhorn dagger. And this is just a bayonet, but it's got nice stag grips. It's an Eichhorn piece too.
A simulated grip?
No, it's a real stag. real stag. See the golden edges on
Yep,
it? And,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's got a screw missing here on the throat, but we should be able to find something to.
I think we all
Fix
have
that.
a screw missing.
Yeah, in this we do. And a nice RAD, a nice early one. The grip plates, you can see where it was worn. See that hand wear on the stag a little bit, and but the scabbard paint really held up well with it on both sides. And it's got a decent blade. It's a I think it's an Icorn. Yeah, it's a Carl Icorn with that early trademark there. If you can get that up, you see it.
I'm not sure. Good enough. Yeah, I got it.
All right. And then this is kind of a shame, I guess, but it is what it is. This is an original NPEA with the aluminum cross guards. It's got an N number stamped there, so it comes from Naumburg. But it's got a chip here, and got a chip here. It's got 2 chips up here. But the worst part is it's also in an SA scabbard.
Yeah.
I mean, it may have been worn that way, but so this is one of those things that
I doubt it.
probably just I doubt it too. I'll probably just put it up on the shelf and hope that I find a scabbard for it.
Yeah,
And
good
also
luck.
the blade is not good on it either. I mean, it has the motto, but there's a lot of dark spots and.
Yeah, but it's right. So
Oh, it's right. It's absolutely
Who's the maker?
100%. It's a Bergsmuller
of course.
Berlin.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah. So if I get frustrated with it, maybe I'll just sell it as is, but I'll keep it a while and see if I can find a scabbard.
Yeah. Have a drink.
Yeah, right. Let's see, there's not too much else in here of real interest, but this is a pretty RAD officer I bought. It's got all the silvering on it, and the grip plates are really nice on both sides. Tiny hairliner there, but it's nothing.
It's personalized.
Is it Oh yeah, I
How
didn't
about
see that.
You didn't
Heinz.
see that.
Heinz. Must have been
No,
made.
the ketchup guy from Pittsburgh.
Ketchup guy made it. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, yeah. And it's got a nice blade, and it's a Carl Julius Krebs.
Oh, that's a nice dagger.
Yeah, it's not too bad. The scabbard is beautiful too. So for somebody who wants to look up that name, it's probably possible that that could be identified as an RAD officer and researched.
Maybe John Curry will call us and he'll want it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right. John Curry will call. This is kind of nice too. It's just a first model Luft, but it's a nice early nickel one with good sun wheels on it, and the leather is nice on both sides. Yeah, the leather's very good. And it's got a super mint blade on it, and we'll see who made this one. There you go, Paul Weiersberg again. That's why it's so nice. I think they were the best maker of first model Luftwaffes. So, did you get that, Ob?
Let
No.
me see the maker mark. It's a nice dagger.
Yeah, it's a nice dagger. And then I won't talk much about these two. They're just police bayonets. One's a rural, one's a municipal, but the municipal one does have the bayonet slot in it. And I did buy this one, which I will talk about a little bit because I like this one a lot. This is the full-length police bayonet with a clamshell, and it shows very little wear. The insignia is still really crisp, and I guess Debbie left to go to the bathroom. Nobody's going to answer the phone. Oh well. So, and then it has the full 17-inch blade on it. So you just don't see those very often, and they're extremely collectible. And this one was produced by Icorn. If you can get that, Ob. It's got that that large oval that was probably used starting around 29, 30, 31 in that era. And it also has the property numbers on the back of it.
So back of the scab too?
On the scab too, yeah. Yeah, that's one hell of a bayonet. And the frog is nice on it. So,
yeah, that's a nice piece.
That's really really a good thing. So that's about it in this box. Oh, here's a... Oh no, Debbie! Where are you? Oh, there goes all the customers. There's a Hitler Youth knife in here. It's pretty nice, has a little wear. Debbie! Oh well, I'll have a drink while I'm going out of business. And just the Nobly went out again. I don't know.
Maybe you should take up cigarettes. Mine don't ever go out.
Now you're probably saying you have time to light that Denobly up, but you don't have time to answer the phone, Whitman. So there are priorities in this world, guys. So this is nice. It's a later youth knife, but that's pretty nice. Get this away here. And that's pretty much what was in this box. There's a couple other armies and another RAD, but you know what that kind of stuff looks like. So without further ado, then we'll put this stuff away, and I'll show you some of the unboxings. Okay, before I leave the SOS purchases, I just wanted to show you this Luftwaffe sword because I think it's really something. First of all, you'll notice it's pretty odd with aluminum fittings.
Oh, I think there's Charlie sighting there.
Oh, there's Charlie. Yeah, you down there, Charlie? What are you doing, huh, buddy? You down there? There he goes. But with this sword, it has the inserted brass medallions with the sun wheels, which we normally do not see on an aluminum sword. And with it all, too, it has really nice fittings and nice leather throughout. But I'll show you something that I've never seen before. I've seen a lot of Luftwaffe swords in my day. The blade is absolutely stone mint. I mean, it's like a mirror all the way. It is just absolutely beautiful. One of the best blades I've ever seen. Mint. But then let me show you this. This is really cool. There's no maker mark on the blade, but as you may be able to see there's two kissing cranes.
It's a class.
It's a class, yeah. No name, just the two kissing cranes. I've never ever seen that.
That's amazing.
So I think this is really a special sword for somebody that's into Luftwaffe swords. It's just the condition is superb.
You've never seen that before.
And I've never seen it, no, ever. And I showed it to Joe Pankowski, who knows as much about this stuff as I do, and he's never seen it before either. So So that was a pretty good SOS purchase.
Yeah, I've never seen a Klaus Luftwaffe sword.
I'm thinking of maybe keeping it myself even. I don't know.
Probably should, Pop.
Probably should. But before I leave the SOS show too, I want to give some special thanks to my friend Johnny Van, Van. I call him Johnny Vaughn, but it's really Van. And he's a good friend I've known for a lot of years, and he works in Germany, and he was able to come over for the show, and he was really a great help to us. And for you guys that don't know him, he's worth coming over to my stand when he's there and meeting him. He's really a terrific guy. Thank you, Johnny. And then with that, we'll start with some unboxing here. I know you've been waiting for all these thrills. I hope they're thrills. I hope they're thrills and not chills. But you never know until you open it up and see. So that's what we're going to do. We'll start with the first box. We got quite a few here, and I guess it's going to take some time. So settle back and get yourself a little drinky poo and a cigar if you got one. If it's just a cigarette, then oh well. But at least get something where you can sit back and enjoy yourself and watching Whitman stumble all over here. Well, we're starting out with a bunch of shredded paper here, Rob.
My favorite.
It's not a good sign at all. I got to put this in a trash can or it'll be all over everything. Have to get around Charlie here. Yeah, Charlie, you find some extra food down there? Okay. Yeah, Ob said he wants to see the torture of pulling this out with all this shredded paper, so I'll show you how bad it can get. Oh boy. I know it's good packing material, but boy, it sure does get all over the place.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is. Well, it looks like we got some stuff in here at least. And we got shredded paper all over the rug. It's a mess. Well, what are you going to do? Let's see, there's a dagger case here. Oh, yeah, this is one of my bags here. And somebody tried to blacken out my name. See that? So we call that a ground Whitman.
A ground Whitman. That's
yeah.
classic.
That's what that is.
That is classic.
All right, let's see what's in the ground Whitman bag here. Oh.
How about a ground room?
Oh, this is, wow. Oh, this is very, very interesting. It has a little plaque here. See how that's, I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
See how it's nailed to the grip and cut to the shape? And that's really a beautiful thing. In fact, I love it.
It's upside down.
Yeah, it reads this way. Let's see if I can get some inkling of what it says. Did you get it, Ub?
I got it.
All right.
Can you read it? That's the question.
It says, in comradeschaft, heartfelt, in memory of the day of 31/7/1932, G. Walker, STBF. That must be a Standartenführer. There must have been some event that happened with these two guys early on in the SA, because SA daggers were not out in 1932, so it must have been given to commemorate this occasion.
That's amazing.
It's a cool thing, isn't it? So let's see what the blade looks like on it. The blade's not really very nice. It has some age to the bottom of it, but still, it is what it is. And it's an Anton Wingen. Yeah, it's got some damage on the reverse too. But boy, I love that. I love that dedication plaque. That is really something rare to be made like that. That is neat. You like that, Ab?
I like that.
Yeah.
It seems odd to me that it would be like that though, because for a grip plate, it should be the other way when you first presented it. You know, you should read it from the front instead of upside down.
I think everything's upside down the way Germans do it. I don't know. But it is what it is.
That's what it is.
And I'm sure it's an original thing. So let's see what else is in this bag of crushed.
But you don't see grip plates on them essays too often like that. I'll tell you that much.
No. Oh, this is
fire sword.
Yeah, you're thinking, oh, that's just a dove head fire sword. Well, looks to be a little more than that. There we go, guys.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, that's original. You can see it's been there for years. It's the same material. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see if there's any. It's a blued scabbard too. Let's see this. Now the blade is plain. Hard to see who made it here in this light, but I don't know. I'll have to look. The maker's underneath the line gap, but I kind of like that. You know what? This is a Carl Eichhorn sword, and this is an ordnance sword with all the numbers all over them. So it must have been an ordnance sword that was used by the SS. Can you imagine that? That is really cool. You guys know these ordnance swords that were issued for parades and so forth, and they were all numbered because the regiment owned them and they had to be returned. And ordnance swords, they always have numbers on the scabbard too, and here it is right here. So this looks like something really, really rare and very, very interesting. So I'm pleased to have that. Not pleased to have all this shredded paper all over the floor, but what are you going to do? Stuff happens. So that was a couple of interesting things. Love that SS ordnance sword. Wow, first one of them I've ever seen, and you can very well see them having a sword like that too.
I guess the SS has that fireman too, you know.
Yep. Not a fireman really, I don't think, but we shall see. Get some now. Let's see what's next here. Boy, what a mess this floor is. Alright, let's see how we can best get this open.
Yeah, we can deal with the popcorn, we can't deal with the shredded paper.
Nah, the shredded paper is impossible. Well, what we usually do is just unroll a little of that real wide tape and go along the floor, and that picks it right up. Saves the vacuuming. Lord knows we wouldn't have to vacuum. Alright, let's see what we got here. Wow, this is kind of interesting looking here. Looks like some kind of a nice flag, as far as I can see. And this must be the wood inside, and there's a letter. Well, let's see what this is, Ob. It might be interesting.
Rainy W again.
Yeah, well, let's see how bad it is here. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Looks like a veteran's.
No, it's just
Weimar.
it's a Weimar flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice Weimar flag. It's in pretty good shape. And those are, you don't see them too often. So that'll be a good thing. There's always somebody out there wanting stuff from the Weimar period too. So that'll work. It's got a few stains on it and all, but I think it'll be fine. That's something we can use. Gonna need another one of them. But let's see what we got here in this big sword box here. Well, this is not a sword. And I lost my, here we go, my dependable razor knife here. See what this is. Well, this man packed things well here. He put it all in good old newspaper and then enclosed it in bubble wrap, so that's a good safety feature, I guess. Let's see what I got here. Other than a copy of the New York Times. I know in the old days when I used to wrap daggers in newspaper, and particularly when I'd send them to Europe, a lot of the collectors used to read the paper that it was wrapped in because it was interesting to them, because they didn't get the kind of news the way they do today. Well, looks like we got a pack bayonet here. You can tell that by the offset rivets it has in it. And oh boy. Yeah, let's see what this is. Oh yeah, it's the one with the airplane on it. You see the little airplane there? Can you get that up? That's a pretty rare etch and very desirable. And the blade looks like it's in very fine condition. Let's see if it is indeed a pack. No, it's not marked, but it is a pack dagger. No question. Or yeah, it is marked. It's marked with a distributor, though. Someone named Paul Tesha, Berlin and Zolligan. That's a nice bayonet. And that would also account for the brown frog, since it's a Luftwaffe piece. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, very nice.
That's a good start.
Very nice.
Yeah. This does look like a sword. With a leather scabbard. Let's see what that's all about. Let's see if we can. Oh boy, what a beautiful thing. There you go, collectors. This is an imperial court sword. It comes from Bavaria. We know that because of the lion head and the Bavarian crown. Look at the beautiful mother of pearl grip, and then it also has a lion on the clamshell. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, very nice.
Very, very nice. Look at that mother of pearl. Wow, that is really cool. Let's see what the blade looks like here. Oh, yeah. There you go, guys. Yeah,
that's the one you want.
Yeah, it's just really beautiful with the blue and gold, and then the Bavarian slogan there, "In Troja Fest." Whenever you see in Troja Fest, that's Bavarian. That was the national slogan, which they still use today. Both sides are really beautiful with military themes, and
yeah, that's a very nice.
It's a very nice thing.
Beautiful.
You know, these swords are not military per se. We call them court swords, but really they were worn by dignitaries and officials in the government that may not have been connected with a specific organization. But in the day of when this sword was made, probably about 1910, 1905, everybody in Germany wore a uniform, and you had to have a sword too. So these court swords were quite popular then, and they are extremely beautiful, as you can see. I mean, it's a piece of jewelry, just about. Really, really nice. I like that.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is. It's a piece of jewelry.
It's a piece of jewelry. No, seriously, it is. It's see what else we got here. Alright. More bubble wrap. Let's see if this will come out of here now. It looks like we're missing an end here.
It's not in the bag.
It's probably down the bottom of the box here. I'll check. But
What do you got there?
well, with this kind of scabbard, it looks like another quart sword. And the scabbards on these do break frequently because they're so thin and dainty. So it's not uncommon to find one of these with a broken scabbard. Oh boy, yeah. Wow. Look at this beautiful thing. Yeah, there you go. Another piece of jewelry here. It's really nice. And Bavarian again because of the lion motif and the mother of pearl. Beautiful on the other side, and let's see what the here we go, another choice blue and gold blade. Yeah, beautiful stuff. The sword is in fine condition. It looks like somebody patched the scabbard here, and it's the chafe end, the lower fitting that's gone, but maybe it's in the bottom
I think
of the
it's
box.
in the box.
I think it probably is. Not there.
Maybe
There's
not.
more stuff in here. That and, oh yeah, there's a lot more stuff here. Oh, wait a minute, I see something on the floor here. Ta-da!
Aha!
There's our lower chape. Okay, so there we go. Not a problem. We'll just have to
Made to fit.
put that on. Yeah, it fits fine, and we'll be all right with that. So there you go. There are 2 quart swords. It's stuff you don't see very often, but they're very, very pretty, and they do a lot to dress up a collection on the wall. Now we'll see what this piece is. Boy, there's quite a bit of stuff in this box. Let's see what else is here. Let's see, we got more newspaper. New York Times. Well, this man did a good job wrapping things. That's what you want to do. There's no point in taking a chance. Only takes a minute to secure it properly, and I know it's annoying to have to put up with all this Whitman unrolling newspaper, but nope, we got another layer here. Oh boy. Let's see if we can just pop the end off here. Maybe. Oh, it looks like some kind of a bayonet again. Let's see if we can get lucky and get this right out of here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it looks like another packed piece again because of the rivets. But let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. Let's see, what is this? No, this is I think, isn't there? Yeah, there we go. It's if you look closely, in this area, it looks like some guys working a artillery piece. So that would be an artillery style pack bayonet. That's not a common etch. And yeah, that one has the pack mark on it in the back. So that's kind of a nice thing. See the rivets, the spanners that hold the rivets, and or the nuts that hold the spanners, I should say. Oh, there still seems to be something else in here. What is it? A real treasure? Oh, it was a treasure chest. I hope it wasn't Alec in the bottom.
Yeah.
People are going to say, I'm not sending anything to that Whitman anymore. Look at the way he treats stuff. Accidents happen, guys. You got to forgive me. There's no damage. It's all going to be all right. See, all it was a book. That looks like a book. That's all that's in there. And I didn't damage it. So fortunately, we don't have to have any lawsuits coming in.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. Let's just see what this is.
Be careful.
Yeah, I'm being careful. I don't want to cut anything here. You know, books, you got to be very, very careful. I get people that send back books just because there's a little there's something in the cover or the corner is, you know how people can be. So we're all different, you know, and what our tastes are. I mean, I usually want to just read the book, not look at the great condition of the cover, but you know how things go with that. Let's see. This is something that was very handy for looking up historic people. It's a rank list for 1912.
Wow, that's very rare.
That's right before World War I, and it's a humongous thing. This will have all the names of the people that were in the Prussian army prior to World War I, and it's very easy to look them up because these books have an alphabetical index in the back. So you can just, whatever your man's name is, if you can find him here, you can look him up there. So a book like this is invaluable for people that like to do research.
I think you have a series of them, don't you?
I have a lot of these, yeah. I'll have to see if I have a 1912 or not, but...
well, you do now.
Yeah. But it's that's a very, very valuable thing. Okay, guys, we're moving along. I got a refill, so I'm getting set for all the action that comes up next. Yeah, just right. Okay. Another small box here, but sometimes small things can be very nice. Let's see what we have here. This is a book that was apparently sent to me by Mr. Yanis. You guys know Yanis? He's the expert on silver flatware. If you don't have a copy of this book, it's extremely handy in looking up silverware. Not everything's in there, but it's a good start. So
is that a new edition?
Apparently, let's see what there's a letter with it, and he says, many thanks for everything. All goes well at this end. Encloses a gift. You will be particularly interested in pages 488 and 489. You have been a prime agent in my books, and I will always appreciate it. That's very nice. Thank you, Jim. Your books have done an awful lot for the collecting of silver flatware. I'm just wondering what's on pages 488 and 489. He's got my curiosity.
Maybe
here.
it's a fold out, a centerfold.
Yeah. Oh, our Italian piece.
Aye.
We have a couple of these flatware pieces. It's just extremely rare and extremely valuable. So it's nice to see that Jim has that covered in his book. So I guess that's why he sent me the book, because he saw that I had this Mussolini flatware. It was flatware that was made for Mussolini's visits to Germany, especially for him. So it's ultra rare.
Very nice of him.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. All right, that's good. Let's see what else we have here. You guys hanging in here? Hope it's not getting too long. Doing my best I can. Let's see what we got here. This is drinking glasses. Oh boy, I don't know what I want.
That's just what you need, Pop.
I better, I don't know whether I want to open all this. It's pretty fragile. Does it break up? Well, I don't know. Let me see what it is. What the heck? Got some more free bubble wrap here.
Careful.
Yeah, I'm trying to be careful. Looks like some kind of a big bowl wrapped in a towel. Well, it arrived safely, so he packed it well. If it is indeed glass, we shall see in a minute. And we got another free towel. I guess I won't have to jump up and down to get dry when I get out of the shower. I'm all stocked up here. Oh, this is not a bowl. Wow. This is a pretty damn nice Luftwaffe helmet, it looks like to me.
That's a giant. That's a 65.
It's a biggie. Yeah, I think it's an M35 too, a double decal. Wow.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's an EF 66, not the biggest
66.
size.
Wow.
The liner is all there, but the drawstring's gone, but it still has the chin strap. And boy, look at that decal, huh? That's not bad at all. That is not
a little
bad.
towards you, Pop.
Towards me?
Uh-huh. A little more. Not towards me. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, yeah. Tilt it back a little more towards you. A little more. A little more. A little more.
A lot more, you meant. You got it?
Yep.
All right, and then on the other side, it's got the national insignia.
Yeah, that's nice. Double decal, yep.
Yeah, and see all the Luftwaffe gray finish is there.
You say it's a 67.
66.
66.
EF 66. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a real Schultz.
Yeah, that's a nice helmet. Yeah, I like that a lot. I certainly like helmets. I don't know why. But
I think a lot of people else will also like that.
yeah, I think that's a nice piece there. I think all the glass business was what he put on there so that the post office wouldn't break it, I guess. But because it's pretty hard to break one of those helmets, that's for sure.
Prost.
Ah, yeah, that's good.
That the Nobly still lit?
No, Maybe I'll try the other end. Maybe it's a little more successful, that one. You know, they say that a good cigar goes out when you put it down too long. But believe me, these De Nobiles are not good cigars. They just go out because they're cheap. So, whatever. Let's see here. Try something else here. That doesn't go to that. That goes to something else. This feels kind of light. So we'll see what it is. Oh, a box inside of a box. See if I can figure this out. There we go. It looks like the secret, yeah. Aha! Of all things, it looks like it might be a dagger. Yeah. See if we can get through bubble wrap and see what we got here. Oh boy, I didn't do it right here on the cutting. Yeah, that's probably the answer there. Here we are. We have a nice early dagger. Got that nice kind of an Asculip looking grip. You know, they varnish their grips first. I don't know if it's an Asculip, but it looks like that. And the lacquer on the scabbard's kind of bubbled a little bit, but it's not too bad. And in the reverse, SW group, and got a nice early hanger on it. And oh boy, wow, that makes up for a lot. Look at that blade, huh guys? Mint, absolutely mint. And let's just see who made it. Ah, boy, I gotta retire. I'm getting too good here. See, with Asculip, you can usually tell them by these grips. They have high ridges on them, and they were one of the few producers that actually varnished their grips.
I got to tell you, you're something else. You really are.
Yeah, a lot of collectors, you know, they'll write me and say, I got this this dagger by A.S. Solapper or something. I don't know what it is. I'll say Asculap. Yeah, that's it. And it's got a bunch of varnish on the grip. I think the vet re-varnished the handle. And I said, no. That's the way it's supposed to be. It was one of the few producers that did that.
What else we got there? Alcoso.
Yeah, they Alcoso.
Ichorn.
Alcoso and Ichorn. Yeah. you get a lot of that stuff. But that's okay. How are people supposed to know? They're not really collectors.
Well, they have to watch our videos.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but I like this. This is a decent, very decent dagger. I like it a lot, so that's good. Asculips are very popular with collectors. They're nice, nicely made and high quality all the time. So we can use as many of those as you want to send in. They sell almost immediately. Well, we're getting there. There's still, if you're hanging in there, there's still a couple more boxes. How's the time going on the tape, Bob? We're running out of charge or?
Yeah, we're pretty long in the tooth on this one, Pop.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Well,
that's all right. You got an email if somebody wants to do 4 hours, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I couldn't do that because I'd be drunk at the end of it. I'm usually pretty high as it is.
Maybe that's what they want. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't want me to film you taking a shower.
Yeah. Well, this looks like a bunch of badges.
Oh, great.
Which, we don't have time for to show them all. It looks like the whole box is badges, but there's a case badge. Let's see what that is.
Nice Iron Cross, maybe?
Isn't that nice? No, it's a silver wound badge. Yeah, that's a beauty too. Look at the finish on that. It's still really there. There's another badge. Flugführer Absiegen. There we go, a pilot's badge.
Observer badge, yeah.
Look at that. Boy, that looks nice too, doesn't it? Boy, that really does look nice. Wow. Yeah, it's an Asman, and we'll check it out. But that looks like a very nice badge. The case looks original too. I like to see this steel push button. When you see brass push buttons on the case, you gotta kind of look out. You want to look at a couple other things in here? That pilot's badge is pretty exciting, so I thought we may as well look at a couple more. Let's see here. Beobachter. That's a observer. Wow, look at the condition of that. Wow, that's pretty. Wow, that's very pretty. Very, very pretty indeed. Yeah, the back looks good too. We get all these checked out, the collectors, but these, from what I've seen so far, these look to be pretty nice here. You don't want to do any more of these?
One more.
One more? Okay. I know you badge guys like to see these kind of things, and they kind of get lost in the shuffle sometimes here. There's another nice badge. That looks like it was a gold one.
Badge, yeah.
It looks like it was a gold. It had gold on it at one time. And
how about a nice Iron Cross? You got an Iron Cross in there?
I don't know. Let me open up another one. And this is these are some very nice badges, though. This is not. This man is not fooling around. There's another one. Nice case. Whoa! Look at the condition of that one. Wow. Wowie. Yeah, there's some nice things here. And there's a lot of loose badges here too. Maybe I'll just open one. Don't want to take too much of your time, but the guys that collect badges are saying, yeah, how about take some of our time? We'd like to see some badges once in a while. Let's see what this is. Oh yeah, this is, wow. Look at that. That's a radio operator. And that looks good too. Yeah, that looks very, very nice to me. But again, we'll check them out. Yeah, it's maker mark there. Can you see that mark at all? We'll check them out, and there's more badges in here too. So this looks like somebody that knows what they're doing here. And let's see, just yeah, there's a ground assault, a general assault, a tank assault, a pilot, a silver wound, a gold wound, an observer. So there's 12 badges altogether. So we'll get to work on them.
Not one Iron Cross in the whole lot.
No. No, it's funny, guys. I get so many requests for just even second-class Iron Crosses, and they're getting very difficult to come by. And I think the days of paying $100, $125 for those are in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because we just can't get them anymore. And you know, the same is true of armbands. Boy, it's hard to get just regular NSDAP armbands. You just don't see.
Yeah, you got that right.
We were
you see them, but you don't want to pay for them.
Right. At the SOS, we saw a guy that he must have had 10 Hitler Youth armbands, And he had 10 of them at the end of the show too, because he wanted $250 or $300 for each one. I forget what it was. I took a glance and thought, whoa, there's nothing to make there, but maybe he's right. Prices have really come up.
Oh, that's your fault.
My fault, yeah. Must have been the booze.
Yeah, it's the booze.
Well, we got time for...
One more?
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
Going into Saturday here.
Yeah. Well,
I used to drink myself, jeez.
yeah, I know what you mean. Let's see what we got here.
How about a nice Felder Holland?
Yeah, right. Oh, got some popcorn here.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of popcorn. Just one piece in here. It's pretty heavy, whatever it is. Hangers maybe on the side here, yeah. I want to throw them out with a paper. Looks like a set of look hangers, yeah, that's good. So maybe we have a Luftwaffe dagger in here. Trying to figure out the best way to cut this open here. This looks probably not the best here. Let's see here. Not going to come easy, guys. It's not going to come easy. Oh yeah, well, look at this. I've never seen a knot that looked like that before, and I have no idea what it is, but it sure looks original. Wow. Oh boy. Here we go, guys. This is a good piece. It's a double-etched second model Luftwaffe. The Voos type etch with the no maker, just what you want to see. And it's in brilliant condition. Really brilliant condition. Very, very nice. On both sides. Yeah, that's a super dagger.
Again, see that knot. That knot's got to be right.
It looks right.
Yeah.
What it is, I don't know. But boy, it sure is cool, though, isn't it? Wow. I guess if I had a dagger like this and found that jazzy knot, I'd have to put that baby on there too. And there's something else in here. Let's just take a gander if we can and see what this is. Now it's another good sock. Only one though. And wow, that knot is brand new. Not brand new, but it's unissued. On a bayonet. Oh boy, here we go. Oh yeah, this is a good one. This is the Eichhorn etch for the Luftwaffe. Very, very rare bayonet. Those are very hard to come by with that etch. Let's see what the back of it looks like. Yes, yeah, it's just the Eichhorn mark. Mm-hmm. So that's a very good bayonet.
I like the knot too.
Yeah, cool knot. Well, we got a big box here, so we'll see what's in here. Like a gigantic thing here. God only knows. Ah, looks like there's an umbrella in here. Can't be an umbrella, but well, maybe it could. what this is, but has a streamer on it, and then it has something to do with what else is in here. Good God, what the heck is this? Oh, this is some kind of a, wow.
Oh, it's MBSN.
Yeah, MBSN Italian thing.
Yeah, isn't that something? Wow.
Wow. It looks like there's a lot of stuff here that goes with it. Let's see here. Wow. I don't know what that is. Does that go with the...
Yeah, that looks like Third Reich.
It does to me too. I'm not sure what all this is.
I think you got a mixture of different eagle heads for standards. Shelling bombs.
Yeah, it may be. Well, we'll have to get this together and maybe show you what it is in the next video, because it looks like a rather important item. So we'll show you next time what it all is. Robbie's arm is tired from holding the camera, and just before we go, maybe you noticed this this beautiful item here. It comes from China, from the turn of the last century, and it depicts, see the cannons and coming up here, and look at how the imperial flags are pictured, and the detail that went into the weave of this. Just look at how they put the background here behind the Black Eagle. These are really tremendous things if you can find them. They're very, very rare, and this is a piece that I bought a number of years ago, and it just was too pretty to let it go, so I had it framed, and we keep it on our office wall here. Don't you think it's really, really beautiful? I mean, who's alive today that can do that kind of work? It just incredible. So with that, collectors, we'll wind up our unboxing number 27, and I think we're off to a show in Baltimore in about a week or so, and if we can find something there, we'll be happy to have another video for you. And thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you watching all these things, and I appreciate all your nice comments, and you guys are really great, and if I can help you with anything, I'm always available. Thanks a lot.